Hey everyone, JP Toys 97. How's it going? Happy Jurassic June. It's already Jurassic June again. Where does the time go? If you joined me last year, I actually reviewed all of the Lego Jurassic Park 30th anniversary sets. Had an absolute blast. It was so much fun, and it really kind of got me thinking back to some of the old Lego sets I used to have when I was younger in the early 2000s. I even actually spoke of these. The 2001 Lego Dinosaur figures. There was 4 of them. We're going to be taking a look at and reviewing these today. These 4 figures in front of me are really cool because they came in these little canisters similar to Lego Bionicle. I always liked the Lego sets that came in the canisters like this. Just because after you were done building the figure or playing with the figure, you could put it back in these canisters here for storage. I actually remember being in the store and having to make the decision. I only had one of these back in the day, and can you all guess which one I picked?
Huh! Oh, if that isn't the most obvious question I've ever been asked in 65 million years, Red. This could be a trick question, everybody. I'm going to have to go with the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
If you all guessed Tyrannosaurus Rex, you would be incorrect. I actually picked the Mosasaurus. I remember being in the store and making this decision. The 2 herbivores are really cool, but at the time I already had the Jurassic Park 3 2001 Spinosaurus Attack set, which is basically this same figure just repainted. So at the time I was like, oh, might as well just go with something new. I don't recall there being any other sea reptiles or dinosaurs of sorts, so I just thought the Mosasaur here was really cool. And just look at that massive set of jaws. This thing could really swallow a Lego minifigure. So I'm going to be taking a look at all 4 of these, so let's just begin by looking at the one I had back when I was younger, the Mosasaurus. So we're going to begin by taking a look at the plastic canister here. It's really cool. It's all black, and it actually has like these fossil indentations. Like here's a skull, a little arm bone, looks to be a tail going up, and it's like that around the entire canister here. I enjoy it a lot. Here's the front, the Mosasaurus, set number 6721, ages 5 to 12, and 26 pieces. A really fun thing about this series of dinosaur figures that Lego put out here, they can transform into multiple different dinosaurs. So the Mosasaurus set here will allow you to build an Iguanodon, a Postosuchus, and a Dimetrodon. So that about does it for the canister. Top of the canister screws off. The lid to the canister here actually doubles as a display base for the figure after you've built them, so really cool. When I was younger, I actually used to use this as a little dig site for some of my minifigures to be kind of working in and digging up dinosaur bones. Just use your imagination. That's what I did. I thought it was a cool little thing, you know, a little excavation site for some fossils. So here's all the pieces. All the figures here come with a little instructions. Mine are a little bit ripped.
So the back side of the instruction here is actually a play mat, so you can play with your figures here on it if you really wanted to. But if you flip it over, or I really need to tape that or laminate it or something, it gives you a little bit of directions on how to build the other dinosaurs in the canister here. Not really a whole lot to go over here on the back of this, but it is kind of a neat little addition.
I like little things like this that double as multiple things, so instead of just being a thing of instructions, it's also a playmat. Instead of just being the lid to the canister, it's also a display stand for the figure, or in my case, I used to use it as a little dig site. Here we go. We're going to start by building the main build. Take these little flippers for the Mosasaur. All the stuff really snaps in nice and easily. And here we go. Here's the Mosasaurus. Those are extra pieces for the other build. So a quite hefty tail with some posability. You can kind of twist and turn it however you want to pose it, kind of. Not a whole lot of play there. Flippers can rotate too. I don't know why you would. This is a little axis piece here so the tail can go up and down. Same with the head. Could almost make it look like he's swimming. Really cool. But I really like the color choices they went for this. It's like a light blue with some red and some gray. Got some brick studs up there, 3 right here. He doesn't have any eyes, but you can see where his eye is supposed to be. I like the set of teeth, and look how wide this jaw can open up. Like, holy moly. I'm gonna get a Lego minifigure here for a second. We're bringing a Lego Muldoon from Jurassic June last year, and just look at this. Holy crap. And that's why I liked this Mosasaurus a lot back when, because it was a sea reptile of sorts that we hadn't seen, and the set of jaws on this thing were massive. Pretty big for a Lego minifigure to be by. Tongue here can kind of move up a little bit. Can kind of hinder the jaw though if you're going to go close it, so just do be careful. But the tongue can move. Really awesome set of teeth and jaws on this thing. Not much else to say though. That's pretty much the Mosasaur build. So let's check out the Dimetrodon. Here we have the Dimetrodon build as according to the side of the box. Not much else has changed. These posable hind legs here in the back. And arms. I actually would have liked a little bit better if these hind legs were also duplicated here in the front, but what are you going to do? It's kind of the way the bottom jaw piece is here. You wouldn't have been able to connect these to that. These kind of come apart even more too. The feet can come off the bottom. But really nice. That's the Dimetrodon. Postosuchus is pretty much the same as the Dimetrodon. I think the tail is just shorter. Then the spine comes off, and I think you can make the tail a little bit shorter. And that's Postosuchus. Some of the little transformations here aren't really that spectacular, but it is cool that you have options to change the dinosaur up however you want. Especially if you buy the other sets, you can kind of mix and match and combine stuff however you wanted. Probably the most interesting one out of the bunch. You can take the whole bottom jaw off. And snap out the top of the head. Just do be careful. I'm going to make the Iguanodon. Here's the head. The same head that was used on the Jurassic Park 3 Raptor Rumble, but it was just black in that set, if my memory serves me right. There we go, now it looks really different. Iguanodon, really nice. All posable, however you wanted. But yeah, that's the Mosasaurus set. I think the best build, obviously, is the main figure, the Mosasaurus. But it is nice having the options to do other figures here, and just having these extra pieces. This all snaps on back. And that's the Mosasaurus, everyone. A really fantastic build. I had a lot of fun with this figure back when, with my Dino Island stuff. But let's check out the next one. Styracosaurus, set number 6722, 19 pieces, ages 5 and up. The same bones along the entire canister. But you can take your Styracosaurus here and transform it into a Camarasaurus, a Centrosaurus, and a Triceratops. Alright, so let's begin by building the Styracosaurus, the main build from this. Get this really cool Lego headpiece for this dino. Put the bigger legs in the back, they face this way. Really small tail on this one. Get these really cool horn pieces for the Styracosaurus. They go in here on the sides, and then the last two go here on the back. And here we have our Styracosaurus. You can rotate these a little bit Not a whole lot of play, but there is some. Head can actually rotate side to side and down a little bit, so he's like eating. Can rotate up to about there. I really do like the mold here for this headpiece, even though it's pretty simplistic. But I mean, it was 2001, so at the time it was pretty nice. Alright, so the transformations on this one, if you thought the transformations for the Mosasaur were a little bit dull, buckle up for this one. Here we go. So, if we want to turn this into a Triceratops, we remove these horns, those horns, pull these two out, and we just switch the positions of the horns here to on the head. And that's the Triceratops. Pretty neat that you can change it that quickly. And if you thought that was quick, we're going to change it into a Centrosaurus next by simply just removing the horns. And here's our Centrosaurus now. And the last change here, just pull the head off, and you replace the head with a similar head from the other set, but it's now green. And here we have Camarasaurus. Rotate the head up. Another really fantastic set. Some of the transformations can be a little bit easy and some people might find it lame, but for the time, like I said, this is pretty fantastic. Nothing negative to say here. Transform it back into the Styracosaurus. And we'll bring a Lego minifigure in here again, Robert Muldoon. So it's a pretty decently sized dinosaur figure by Lego, especially for the time. When I think back to the Dino Island stuff, I believe the Dino Island Triceratops was even smaller than this. So this thing was even more of a size up, which was nice to see. And let's also bring in the Triceratops from the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary. They're pretty actually almost similar in size. Just the horns on the Triceratops here are a lot more thicker, which I like. I kind of like that a lot more. But for the most part, there is something charming about this old one from 2001. Let's take the figure and put it on the display base. Connect that in like that. And there we go. Very nice, very nice. That's the Styracosaurus. On to the next. The Brachiosaurus, set number 6719, 25 pieces. Brachiosaurus can transform into a Plateosaurus, a Diplodocus, and a Plesiosaurus. The Plesiosaurus is really cool. It can have a Lego Loch Ness Monster. Crack this canister open. Another small tail piece. Build the neck. Whoa boy. We have a decent sized Brachiosaurus here. This thing doesn't even want to stay in frame here in the neck of all, just like the one from the 30th anniversary. Which, speaking of size comparison time, there we go. I'll have to back this up. Edge to the 30th anniversary Brachiosaurus. For the time, this was a nice little cool one to have. I believe this was the first time we ever got a sauropod in Lego form right here. Like on all the figures, the tail can kind of move up and down. Same with the neck. So we could be on the ground eating stuff or going up into the trees. But let's build something I really want to see. You get the same 4 flipper pieces that came with the Mosasaur, but they're painted green now. Here we have a Plesiosaurus. This is really awesome, like Lego Loch Ness Monster. I really like this one with the flippers. It was a nice little addition take those off. Now let's do the Diplodocus. Kind of just put the legs on backwards from the Brachiosaurus, and here's your Diplodocus now. Let's lower the tail a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Really long. I probably should have brought the minifigure in when I built him as the Brach, but pretty considerable size dinosaur here next to a Lego minifigure. And lastly, we need the Plateosaurus. Take these two little feet pieces, attach those to the bottom. And boom, that's a big Plateosaurus. Holy moly. Display base. That's the Brachiosaurus, and let's check out the fourth and final figure, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tyrannosaurus Rex, set number 6720, 23 pieces. A really nice image here on the front of the canister. It's funny how like burned into my brain this image is here from this series of Lego figures. But the T-Rex can transform into an Ouranosaurus, Spinosaurus, pretty much the Spinosaurus figure from the Jurassic Park 3 set right here, just repainted a little bit differently. And Parasaurolophus. So, kind of nice little range of dinosaur species there for this guy. Alright, so I might as well begin by building the Rex. And here we go. There's the Rex. The top portion of the head here on the Rex is the same from Dino Island, obviously just painted differently. Has a tongue that moves. Arms can rotate 360 if you so to wish. You can get some little posability with the legs. And the tail can rotate like all the other figures if you want to rotate the tail a bit. So here we have Robert Muldoon, and that's bringing the Rex from the 30th anniversary set last year. Pretty close in size, actually. The only difference, as has been the difference with a lot of these, is just the chunkiness of the figure. Like, look at the head size difference. And I really do like that about the 30th anniversary Rex here. But in terms of length, they're both pretty equally sized for the most part. Just the head differences, I would say, and the size of the feet. Alright, so first transformation, we'll just do it. It's the easiest one. This turns him into Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. Not a lot different thing to say, just you're putting the fin on the back of the figure. Another easy transformation to do. Pull the head off. Put this on, and we can make Parasaurolophus. I actually really like the way this one looks, with that little same kind of portion of the tail, but being used as the crest for the Parasaurolophus. And Ouranosaurus is equally as easy to the Parasaurolophus. All we do is snap the crest off and re-put the spine back on. And we have an Ouranosaurus. Use your imagination. Put it back as the Rex. Put him on the display base. And here we have the Rex on the display base, looking absolutely fantastic. And there we have it, folks, the 2001 series by Lego called Dinosaurs.
Brought back a lot of really awesome memories. Just the ability to be able to change these and mix and match. You could honestly kind of do your own thing and create some pretty monstrosities, to say the least. Chaos effect.
The paint applications on these dinosaurs for the time was a lot better than what we got on Lego Dino Island. You actually have like color patterns on these ones. Granted, they're kind of similar, like the Rex and the Mosasaurus are both like a light blue with some hints of red and gray. And the Styracosaurus and the Brachiosaurus are both a light green with some hints of orange and some gray and a darker green. I highly recommend you check them out. Give the video a thumbs up and post a comment down below and let me know if you had any of these back in the early 2000s or at any point in your time you came across one and added it into your collection. Which one's your favorite here? Let me know. Until the next video, everyone, I'm JP Toys 97. Have a great weekend and thanks for tuning in.